Penny unfortunately couldn't make it as a result of the change of the time, because it's impossible to get back to rural Norfolk by public transport, leaving London at the end of the meeting. So she's asked me to read her piece that she would have read out. She says, "I began Access to Work when I joined Equal Lives as it was in 2010, and at that time I could not fault the service. I travelled to work, support worker and equipment were in place, ready for me to start my new job. I had regular reviews which all went smoothly, and I found that the advisors at the time were really keen to understand my needs and how specific equipment supported these needs. They also put in place notes on my records so that I wouldn't be kept questioning over the same thing unnecessarily. Transport provision, for example, and my entitlements. Towards the end of 2015, I began my review again, and the journey since then has been horrendous. Having introduced the capped allowance, there seems to be no criteria other than money, regardless of whether the support provided is appropriate or customer-led. I have experienced rude, condescending staff, ignorant questioning, a period of 2 months not being able to get to work, offers and withdrawals of offers from Access to Work, and finally ended up unsatisfactorily agreeing a package after a whole year that means I go to work less and pay more. All the notes on my records had miraculously vanished, and the advisor felt the need to question why I don't drive myself to work. Having full awareness of my total blindness since I joined the scheme, this is an inappropriate and insulting question. All that and my circumstances remain the same. On contact with the reconsideration team, there is no communication with them, and when I informed them that most of what they said in their report was inaccurate, they didn't want to know. During this time, my mental health suffered terribly, both through the treatment of Access to Work, the insecurity it gave me in my job, the lack of contact with other staff, the inability to do my job properly, the difficult relationship with my taxi company and support workers, and the effect it had on my family and private life. I am someone who values being able to work, not just for financial gain, but for all the other social and practical benefits it has. It gives me my independence, equality and choices in life that I wouldn't have without it. I was so impressed by the scheme when I set it out in 2010. Now it is a sham and disables rather than enables disabled people to work." That was the end of Penny's statement. When Andrew and I were coming down here on the train from Norwich today, Penny rang me and told me that her taxi company had phoned her and told her they won't be taking her to work tomorrow because Access to Work hadn't paid her the invoices since April. And when questioned about this, Access to Work said, "We've changed the way we want our invoices formatted," but they hadn't informed either Penny or the taxi company. So Penny has spent many hours over the last 2 years sorting this out. People at Equal Lives have spent many hours sorting this out. Penny is prisoner in her own home, unable to do her job because of Access to Work, and now the taxi company are refusing to bring her because Access to Work haven't paid her invoices. So it's a completely untenable situation.
Thanks, Liam. I think after the read now,